What's up, boxing fan? It's your boy back in shit. First I want to thank you guys for the subscribe and for the comments and everything. It means a lot to me. To the haters, don't hate. It's just opinion about boxing, the sport we all love so much. You know what I mean? So everybody's entitled to share his view. Don't attack me. I just want to hear what you think about the whole topic. It's just what it's all about. It ain't personal. You know what I mean? I want to talk about Anthony Joshua. After the interview today with Sky Sports and all that, Anthony Joshua stated like I want everybody to bow to me after whooping Andy Ruiz ass. Wow. Bow to me after whooping Andy Ruiz ass. It sounds like a man talking with confidence. It sounds like a man that is ready to, ready for war. And a confident man is always a great fighter. For sure, we in there for a good fight. So watch this video. And after the video, let me know what you guys think. And after this video, I'm going to say my own point, how I see the whole statement, the whole interview. So I'll be back after the video and, have a little touch in those words and everything. All right. See you guys.
How are you feeling?
All good, thank you. All good.
What sort of a camp has it been?
A good one, an intense one. Got some championship sparring partners, championship fighters in general. The energy in the camp's been solid. I'm speaking all the positive stuff, but besides that, it's been a whole heap of hard work as well.
The old saying goes, if you approach the same task in the same way, 9 times out of 10,
get the same result.
You get the same result.
Yeah.
So what have you been doing that's been different?
Up the sparring, I'll say. That's the best way you can prepare for a fight. Is up the sparring partners, man. And they've been giving me hell. People probably see on social media who I'm working with, well-recognized athletes, and that's the best way. That's the closest thing I can get to a fight. So I feel I'm aspiring for a long period of time now, and it just gets you battle-hardened. So I just feel tough, even though I like body aches and pains and all that stuff, but it's for the right reasons. It's from the punches, and that's the stuff that gets you battle-ready. Yeah.
So you've upped the sparring. How much do you think those guys have been able to replicate the kind of thing that Andy Ruiz is going to throw at you?
I feel like any sparring partner, big or small, is doing you a favour by throwing punches at you. It's important to get punches thrown at you because it teaches you how to defend and stuff like that under pressure. But in terms of replicating, that's really what they're there for as well, is to replicate the style, and it's been a blessing because these guys know what they're doing. A good fighter can fight in many styles, so they know what's needed to be done and they're bringing the heat. That's the main thing, because I feel like that's what Andy Ruiz does. When you listen to him talk, he's like, I'm ready to bring the heat, man. You know what I mean? So they're bringing the heat day in, day out. And the main thing is it's just getting me battle hardened. Punches to the head, body, shoulders, forearms. Just gets you conditioned so you can keep on walking through fire.
So, in that sense, then, are we going to see a different Anthony Joshua this time around?
I don't like to say different because I am that I am. I've always been solid. I've always been a fighter. So I can't really say I'm going to go in there and then you're going to see me fight like Mike Tyson, or you're going to see me fight like Larry Holmes. I can sharpen my tools as much as I can and pray that it pays off. And as confident as I am, I can't say you're going to see something completely different. But you're definitely going to see, an improved fighter, because I'm not at my peak where I'm just like plateauing. I'm still learning every camp, every training session. And even in training camp, the guys are like, you're sharper than you was last week and stuff like that. So you can see the progression through training camp. So hopefully by the time the fight comes, it'll be the best version of me, better than I was 6 months ago.
Because you can expect the best version of Andy Ruiz Jr. this time around as well.
That's what I'm saying, yeah. So I know I'm in for a tough fight.
We always like to obsess about your weight.
Yeah.
And you do look a little bit lighter.
I know.
Is that telling us something about the speed that you've got now?
Nah. I don't know. Yeah, it's quite interesting because the weight thing's been spoken about a lot. But I always say, like, you don't make your weight as a heavyweight and then focus on training. You focus on your training, and if you feel good, whatever weight you are, you work around that. So all I've done is just focus on my boxing aspect, and providing I'm doing my rounds, I'm doing my training and I'm feeling good, then the weight will be what the weight is. But we just have to take the answers from the gym in order for the weight to be what it is. So it's not like I've got to hit this target and that means I'm ready. I feel like I've got to train in this certain way, I've got to perform in this certain way in the gym. And then once we've ticked all those boxes, whatever the weight will be is whatever the weight will be.
Speaking of focus, normally in the build-up to a fight, you're selling it, you're out there on social media an awful lot. This time you've kept things a lot quieter. Do we take from that you are a lot more focused on the fight itself?
Take that away. You can definitely take that away. As I said, like, I always understood when I came into the game the importance of adding something to the boxing division. I feel like every fighter has to, because, you know, there's no legacy that we join. We have to create our own. Like, when you get into the sport, no one really knows who you are, so you have to do your apprenticeship through the amateurs, and then the pros, you try and make a name. So I understood that you had to create a show, and I worked at that as well as working at boxing. And then after taking my loss, I know I've got to get back down to my fundamentals. There's a little crack in the foundations. So rather than sitting on the top of the kingdom, I've got to get down on my hands and knees and get filling in the cracks and stuff like that. So rather than flaunting and promoting the show and showing the castle off, I've now got to get down and fix the cracks in the building. And that's what I've been doing, is focusing on that type of stuff rather than promoting.
How's that been for you, living with the fact that there is a 1 now against your name in the loss column?
No stress at all. I can never say like no one's ever lost, because boxing, there's been some great men that have managed to go through their career without taking it out. But I'm not amongst those men. So I look at those guys and what they've done, and they carried on. So I just feel like history shows you how to deal with certain aspects of life. And I'm just blessed to have a second opportunity, right? So it's not like I'm sitting here lost and we're talking about Anthony, you know, what have you done? Like, you look like you've lost it. You're not the same person. Like, you're not a fighter anymore. What are you? You still know me as the same man. So I'm still here. So the loss hasn't affected me, and that's it.
I remember saying to you in the press conference immediately after the first fight in New York, is this where we discovered the true Anthony Joshua? Yeah. Do you think you have discovered a bit more about yourself in the period since then because of that?
Oh, yeah. And I always reflect back to, I always say, I listen to these YouTube motivational videos, and a lot of them are to do with struggles, and rather than talking about your success, talk about your failures and stuff. I always remember I would never listen to that part, because I hadn't taken a loss yet, so I was as a professional, so I was always kind of fast forwarding past that. But my ears are now open to these things. So that being said, is that when your ears open to certain bits of information, you then become smart, don't you? Rather than blocking it out because it doesn't relate to you. The more you listen, the more you learn. So my ears are definitely open to learning more.
And in that sense, you talked about the possibility of adding to your training team to have more people giving you more ideas. Has that changed? Have you had other people in giving you ideas this time around?
Oh yeah, you know, what's weird is that it starts as like a thought, then a vision, like you see it out there on the internet and stuff like that. Then it comes to reality, and the good thing is that a lot of people are reaching out, but it's the ones who didn't reach out that are here helping now. Like, I sought after them. You know, this wasn't like they were reaching out to me saying, let me help you. It was me reaching out to them like, look, I've watched you and I've studied you for a long time, and I feel like you can work in this capacity. Can we bring you on board and see where you can help?
So when it came to the first fight, it was a no-win situation for you in many ways, because people thought, you know, who is Andy Ruiz? If Anthony beats him, it's a foregone conclusion anyway.
No.
You come out the other side, you're on the wrong side of it.
I'm fighting the best man in the world now.
How does your mentality change now because of that?
I'm going to whoop him. Show him how great I am. Because they think he's that great, so when I beat him, I want everyone to bow to my feet. Tell me how great I am. Because as you said, I couldn't beat Andy Ruiz before and get the credit I deserve. So that's why you say you see me in the ring. I had no, well, like I was ready to, I wasn't fighting King Kong, was I, in the mindset? So now I'm apparently fighting the quickest hands and the best fighter in the division. Once I beat him, I want everyone to bow to me and tell me how great I am then.
That seems a different kind of approach to what we've had from you previously. All the time that I've known you, you've always been a a very humble kind of a guy, but now you're going into it with, it sounds like a different mindset, a different mentality.
I think being humble is not take competition out of being humble. You know, being humble is like me respecting you as a person and me respecting a lady who's on the bus and I stand up and give her my seat. And do you know what I mean? That's humble. But when you talk about competition, I feel people understand and respect that you have to carry a sense of fire in your belly, and that's all that is. It's not like arrogance or anything, it's just confidence, and I'm just confident that I know what I have to do now. I'm prepared to my best capability to go out and perform, and performance leads to the win. I'm not worried about Wilder.
So you're blocking all that out?
Yeah. And even after, I'm not going to entertain that conversation either.
I'll remember that for future reference. But in general terms, you're happy, you're ready to go, you feel as if you're in exactly the right place that you need to be right now to be able to be ready to win this fight?
No, I'm mashed up right now. My body's in pain. But it's all good. I just know how to fight and I know how to box. So that's a good place to be. When you don't second question, you don't doubt yourself. Do you know what I mean? When you can go into a boxing ring without having to question yourself about, damn, what do I do if this happens, or what do I do if that happens? I feel like I can control myself, and I feel like I've learned, you know, even in the last fight when I put him down, maybe I should have controlled myself a little bit more, etc. But the blessing is that out of such adversity, such great opportunity has come to right my wrong, to become two-time heavyweight champion of the world, to prove to the world, no, not to the world, to prove to myself that everything that I believed in and all the changes I wanted to make are going to pay off. And that's a good place to be in.
So back in this shit. So after watching this video, I got a lot of things I want to say about this video, right? I understand what Andy just tried saying. Like, after whooping Andy Ruiz ass, he wants everybody to bow down because everybody, like, you know, writing him up, that, you know what I mean? He go whoop AJ ass again, you know what I mean? AJ now, like, you watch me whoop his ass, then you gotta go bow down because everybody says, you know, he's too fast, he's too this, too that, you know what I mean? It's a different whatever, and then so now we see, let's say about the advantage AJ has over Andy Ruiz, and we talk about the advantage Andy Ruiz has over AJ. Okay, put it this way: AJ got the height, 6'6", Ruiz 6'2". That's a lot different. The hands reach. That's a lot difference. The strength, and I think the footwork as well. Okay, now let's go back to Andy Ruiz. What he has that head movement and the hand speed. I mean, we just gotta give it up, man. The dude really had I mean, for heavyweight, he really have a fast hands. You know what I mean? Sometimes you just don't see where the punch is coming from. But another thing, AJ hit harder than Andy Ruiz. Because I always say, like, if a man could get up 4 times, that means you didn't hit that man. I mean, your strength, your energy, your power wasn't enough to put that dude to sleep because he keep getting up. You know what I mean? So for that, I give AJ more confidence. And yes, and anyway, I understand what AJ tried to say. You know, he was like, he made some changes, right? He made some changes in the camp, brought a lot of sparring partner, heavyweights, choppy guys, and also brought this dude a cruiserweight, you know, because to replicate that speed, that hand speed from Andy Ruiz. And based on AJ, he was like those sparring partners that give him hell, and which is a good thing. Get beat up, because when you get beat up and after recovering, you know what you're facing on December the 7th. You know what I mean? And also he brought in a new trainer. It wasn't like a real totally changing. I think he's not changing the style of his fight. He's just going to add more to it. You see what I'm saying? Bringing in Angel Fernandez, the dude training who was on the trainer for Richard Chamberlain or whatever it is. And also bringing this new dude, Howard Shadow Knight, a dude that was responsible for Lennox Lewis when he had the rematch with this American dude Racine, whatever, I forgot the last name, and he brought this dude, and yeah, so I think we gonna see more calm AJ, more relaxed AJ, and a relaxed and calm fighter is always to probably to 90% always win the fight. You know what I mean? I think, to me personally, I think Andy Ruiz gonna be frustrated to a lot of things, and he gonna be landing just falling into punches all night, and he might get cut really bad that will hurt him, and AJ might go for the kill. But I know AJ ain't go rush into the kill. He might take his time. You don't want do the same thing what you did the first fight. And I think personally, I think AJ's go fight. I don't think if he go fight tall or he go fight long. The difference between is when you fight long, you keep it that distance, that hand reach distance. And when you fight tall, you don't go down. You stand straight, like you stand tall, and you know what I mean. And when they do try to hit you, you kind of deflect those punches with your hands, you know what I mean, and with your head back. That's how you fight. That's how you fight tall, you know what I mean. So I think we go see uh the fight like Louis uh with David Tua. I think that kind of fight, the way Lennox fought this dude, and all the way he fought, or both. We gonna see both, because I think AJ is going to implement a lot of tactics. It's not just gonna be one way fight. It's gonna be like, you know what I mean, go mix it up. So he gonna probably get he gonna set a trap. He gonna get on how you call it, on the fat boy Andy Ruiz confused. He will kind of send a message to Andy Ruiz that this is how I'm gonna fight. So Andy Ruiz gonna get used to that, and then he go switch it up. Then he like, whoa, you know what I mean? So I think that's what's gonna happen. I remember when Mayweather fought this big mouth, uh, this Gregor, this UFC fighter, right? And he said that Mayweather changed his style of fighting 3 times. That he never had that before. What kind of a fighter changed styles of fighting 3 times? So he got him confused. So you don't know what he's coming with. You know what I mean? So I think we're gonna see 3 different tactics from AJ to confuse Andy Ruiz. Andy Ruiz might, give that Andy Ruiz that kind of a feeling like this is the way I'm fighting, and then he just go mix it up in between the fight, like whoa, and that's what he go get Andy Ruiz and fuck him up. This is a real tactic game. AJ is playing. He's gonna set up Andy Ruiz. It's a set up tactics. Trust me, people. This is a set up. Y'all remember when he knocked down on Povetkin? That was a setup. All the time he was jabbing Povetkin, moving around, blah, 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 moving around. Till that 7th round, jab, and Povetkin was expecting the same jab again to the body, and then boom, come the right hand on the, boom. That's a setup is good though. And the thing about this AJ thing fight is AJ go set Andy Ruiz up. And Andy Ruiz knows the only way he wins this fight is when he knocked out AJ. Because if the whole thing goes on decision, this is Eddie Hearn's show and this is AJ's show. He's not going to get that decision. The only way he wins is when he knocks AJ out. And by doing so, he will be frustrated and fall into punches and get knocked out. It's a game plan, people. Watch this on the December the 7th, and there's a game plan. And yeah, and he's ready. He talked confident. He knows he was like, I will whoop his ass. And that is a man talking confident. And a confident man is always a good fighter. And we go see AJ. AJ right now is mentally ready. And we all know a change of opponent in the last couple of weeks is never a good thing for any fucking fighters out there. Especially those ones who have less amateur fights. Those one have like 300 or whatever amateur fights. Those one can get used to those kind of fight. Change of opponent won't mean shit to those guys because they have enough amateur experience. AJ already only had 45 amateur experience. You know what I mean? He's still learning the fucking game. Compared to Andy Ruiz, he had 100 something amateur fights. This dude had enough experience. So for AJ to come in, for Andy Ruiz to come in on a short notice for AJ, it was like, whoa. And that's the thing that fucked AJ up. And now, whoever wins in this fight, ain't no excuse. You know what I mean? It's like you have enough time to get ready for this dude. So don't come on with this yappy and everything and all that. And I think we're gonna see a lot different AJ. A lot difference, man. I think personally, I don't see Andy Ruiz beating AJ because now AJ did his homework. You know what I mean? If AJ he did everything he need to do now to get ready for Andy Ruiz. He knows who he's facing now. He shared that ring before with this dude. He knows what this dude is capable of doing. He knows what this dude is doing. And in most of the time, like when you watch all Andy Ruiz fight, all the same thing. Ain't no changes. Fast hands, do what he does. The same thing. And probably the only thing we're going to see in Andy Ruiz is probably a little bit more faster. But we always ask, how you say that? Mike Tyson always say, everybody always have a game plan till you get punched in your face. It changes, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, I think this fight's going to be who really won this fight more. And I think it's AJ. Because putting all this work, bringing all the sparring and everything, putting all this work, I think it's AJ. And one thing I want to know, make people understand that AJ can take punches. Ain't nobody gonna tell me that Andy Ruiz hit harder than Vladimir Klitschko. AJ took a lot of punches from Vladimir before he got dropped. A lot of them. So people saying AJ can't take punches are bullshit. You know what I mean? When you get cut behind your head, you're going down, boy. A lot of them don't even get up. He happens to get up 4 times, man. So give it up to AJ, man. And one thing I always say, AJ, to me, he wins this fight hands down. Every fucking round. And to me, I think it's going to be a knockout due to the fact that Andy Ruiz go fall into punches all night, and he go fall into a big one that probably go hurt him bad, and AJ go in there cautiously and knock him out. But let me know what you guys think about this video, about the whole interview. To me, I'm really confident that AJ do the work.